Hello everybody, hello my friends. My name is Owen Staton and welcome to another playthrough of Rangers of Shadowdeep. This scenario is called The Last Stand. Sounds dramatic, it's going to be dramatic. This is one of the final scenarios of the first group of adventures which are featured in the Rangers of Shadowdeep book here, which is an excellent buy and something which has really helped me through this pandemic, and maybe it could help you. These are an excellent group of adventures, and this is one of the good ones, one of the great ones, one of the true adventures, okay? Our heroes, well, I'll read you the introduction to the scenario before we go on, and then I'll let you know exactly what's happened. Having pushed through the swamp, the land becomes firmer and the gnarled trees less dense. The rolling black clouds above still cast everything in a perpetual twilight, and ash and smoke still drifts in the air. For the most part, the land is quiet. No birds sing, no insects call out. Occasionally a small animal twitters from the shadows or scampers through the dead leaves. Twice you have spotted small patrols composed of orcs and masked men, but both times you have been able to find cover and remain undetected. With few indications of the passage of time, you are forced to rely on your own reckoning and the growls of your stomach to know when to call halts, rest and eat. You have passed several streams which seem to contain fresh water, although they remain wary of drinking from them. Just as your companions are starting to tire, you are considering calling a halt for sleep. You spy a broken structure in the gloom ahead. Crawling forward, you see that it's a partially collapsed old watchtower, and a kind that is common in both Alador and Laurentia. Creeping closer, you see shifting shadows within, and closer still you hear whispered voices. There are several people inside, definitely humans. As you focus on the speech, you begin to pick up the lilting accent of Laurentia, and although the words are still obscure, you can hear an undercurrent of fear. Making up your mind, you call out swiftly to the house, "Laurentia!" The voices go silent, but you hear a shuffling from inside. You call out again, "Laurentia!" A moment of silence, then a reply comes from within. "Friends." Standing up with your hands open before you, you walk slowly towards the door of the tower. A man is standing there in the tattered remains of a Laurentian uniform. Inside the tower, you see several more soldiers as well as a group of women and children. The man in the tattered uniform speaks again. "I don't know how long it has been since the world ended, but for all I know, we were the only survivors. There are things out there, orcs and worse, hunting us." "Laurentia is destroyed," you reply, "but the world endures. Alador still stands. We can take you there." But even as you say a last word, a horn sounds in the distant gloom, and your companions come running. Everyone draws their weapons and prepares to face the onslaught. Okay, as I've just described, this is the tower. We have our heroes here: Garesh, second son of a lord of Alador, his faithful hound Melter, Fortek the elven wizard. We have Kaini the barbarian, and here we have Bet, the arcanist or the druid who is with us. Also joining us on this adventure, we have the Laurentian soldier, 2 Laurentian archers in the tower top, and there, 1, 2, 3, 4 Laurentian civilians, all clustered around the tower. Everywhere in the distance is dark. Everywhere is gloomy. The Shadowdeep has drawn in on this area, leaving it an old, scattered, haggard place. But who knows what we will find. The objective in the game, there are 2 treasure tokens, one there and one behind here you maybe can't see. We have to survive 12 turns, which I will use on the counting of the dice here. 12 turns. Now to start the adventure, it says place 3 orc archers in a random table corner. I've got a D4, so the table corners throughout shall be 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 3 archers come skulking out of the corner there. 3 archers come out of the black and out of the gloom and start making their way towards the tower, intent on slaying all within. Can you see them? Only just. Let me try and get this in a little bit further for you. There we go. Okay. Can you see everything we need to see? Let's move that down there. There we go. Apologies if everything is just slightly out of kilter at any point. But it also says, draw 3 event cards at the start of the adventure. I have my event deck here. So let me see what I will draw and see what we have. I've had to substitute some figures differently to what is in the scenario. It says Gnolls, we're using Orcs, but we're using the Gnoll stats. My first card, Red Ace. Place 4 Orc fighters at a random point on a table edge. Okay, so here we go. We go with a D4 again. 1, 2, 4 Orc fighters. 1, 2, 3, and 4 Orc fighters. This is tough. Already the villains are stacking up. Our second card is Red 6. Red 6. Place 3 zombies at a random point on a table edge. 1, 3 zombies over here. We have these skeletons. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and our third and final card, and I'll draw a card every turn after that, as per the rules, is Black Ace. What do we have at a Black Ace? This is a one giant spider in a random corner of one of the scenery items. Okay, so there's 4 bits of scenery, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll roll a dice for that. 4, boom, this one, a giant spider, just there, creeping around the corner to see Bet. Oh, wow, here we go. It's the first turn. One of our archers has already fallen over. So here we go. The way that the turn works is we start with our ranger, who's Garesh, and any companions next to him. Then we go with the evildoers. And then we go with the other companions. This is turn 1, off we go. Oh, look, the mist has fallen, and out of the darkness come all these evil creatures that are shuffling forward to do us mischief. What can we do? What can we do to try and stop them? What can we do to try and win this battle? What can we do to bring them to war? Ooh, right, okay. Garesh, okay. There are the archers there. He can move 7. He can double move 14. But what can he do? He can dash. Now, he has the skill dash. What does that mean? Can he get there and stop those archers firing before they get too closer? I'm looking for dash. The ranger in this ability is activated. For the rest of the turn, he receives +2 move. Alternatively, ooh, okay. He can move 9 in his first turn. So let's see how he can go. Boom! That takes him right into combat straight away. So he charges in to fight one of the Orc archers straight away. Okay, the Orc archer, let's have a look at the stats we have here. The Orc archer has a fight of +1. Garesh, Gortek, sorry, has a fight of +3. So Gortek will be white, Orc archer is red. 5 all, boom! Garesh scores a grand total of 8. The Orc scores a grand total of 6. So it's a win, but the Orc archer's armour is 11, so he does no damage, just pushes him back to the corner. So a slight victory there for our hero as he rushes forward, crying into the night. But has he left the civilians and the soldiers unguarded? Let's see what we can do. Melte is never far from him, so Melte will use his move. He has a 10-inch move. In he comes to fight this Orc archer. Both our heroes doing battle as quick as they can. I will move him there. Okay. Melte on the white has a fight of, let's see what Melte has. There's a fight of +1, I believe. +1? Yes, so it's an even contest. The Orc actually wins this combat, but only scores a score of 9. Melte's armour is 10, so he's pushed back, but not hurt. Whew. Right. Now it is the time of the evildoers. Now it is the time of the forces of darkness. What have they got for us? Orc will move 6. Takes him into combat with Bet, the Arcanist. From behind, he comes rushing forward. She does not know what to do, but she will fight. She will fight her fight of +2 against the Orc fighters, +2 as well. Oh, it's a 6 and a 7, very low scoring rolls this turn, okay? Low scoring rolls. So both of them, it's a victory for Bet, but all she does is push him back. This Orc comes forward, but he's too far away to fight. So does this one, rushing forward. A load of orcs rushing from the darkness. Bet sounds the alarm. What can we do? The spider, the giant spider, rushes forward and attacks Bet here, unsupported, but makes his way in. Giant spider, fight +0 against Bet +2. Oh, right, the giant spider scores 14 against Bet's 13. Oh, his bite just gets through past her staff and bites hold of her. Right, so he scores 14. Bet's armour, the Arcanist is 10. She takes 4 hit points of damage. Bet squeals as the spider bites her arm, but still stands proud. She has 8 hit points left. Dramatic, right at the very start. Combat moves down to here. The orc archers. This orc archer steps to the side, fires his bow at Fortek. He has a bow of +2. Misses and clangs against the armour, the brick of the stone tower. This orc archer fires at Melter. 17 to Melter's 15. Oof, it's a hit. The orc archer scores 19, hitting Melter for 9 points of damage. He yelps and staggers around on 1 hit point with an orc arrow buried in his side. And this archer takes a shot at Garish. Garish ducks, whoosh, as the arrow shoots off into the darkness. The zombies on the other side come shuffling out of the dark. Let's have a look. They only have a move of 4, so they will move forward as far as they can, but that does not give them an attack. Our companion, the Sergeant of Arms, from within inside the tower, looks up and sees exactly what is happening. It is time for the companions to act, time for the companions to strike against the darkness. Let's see what they have. Okay, there's a start. Calling Kaini. This soldier rushes forward to fight this zombie right in the middle there. The soldier has an armour, a fight of, let's have a look. He has a fight, the guardsman fight +3 versus the orc, the zombie even, fight of +0. So he is white, zombie is red. The zombie scores 20. Okay, so he scores a score of 14. The zombie scores a score of 20. Oh, it's going to be one of those games again, I think, my friends. But let's see what happens. The zombie hits him for 10 points of damage. He has armour 11. Sorry, yes, so the zombie hits him for 9 points of damage, leaving him on 3. And he staggers back. Kaini, the best fighter on the table, rushes forward. Here she brings her sword up high and starts to bring it down. None of the warriors on my team of adventurers have any of the any bonuses in combat or use any weapons different to what the basic sort of weapon loadout is. Here she comes. +4, supported. +2, zombie. +0, supported. +2. She scores a score of 19, and because she has the skill which is Deadly Strike, that means she scores a critical hit. Now, a critical hit in this book, as I go back to the basic rules and have a little look at the skills, I shall tell you exactly what that does. Critical hit, deadly shot, deadly strike. Rangers, she has rolled an 18, treat this roll as a critical hit. Okay, well, what does a critical hit do, my friends? Let's have a little look. A critical hit. Critical hit. Critical hit. I believe it does more damage, but I'm not entirely sure how much more damage. But let's have a little look. Critical hits. +5 damage. Well, that is going to be mighty, isn't it? That is going to be absolutely mighty. This zombie only has a health of 6 and armour of 12. So she slays him, cutting him in twain, slaying him outright. What a victory that is for Kaini, and a victory for all the goodness in the world. This archer steps forward, looks over the corner, and looks down at an orc approaching there. With his +2 to shoot, he looses an arrow at the orc who's just in battle with Bet. Good score again, scoring 14. That means the orc, who only scores a score of 4 himself but has an armour of 10, takes 4 hit points of damage and is shot back. He's wounded, there's an arrow in his arm, and he knows that he has been in a battle. Just peering over the ramparts, this archer can see the other zombie in the middle there and fires at him using his +2. The zombie scores 20, so that the arrow fires through his empty rib cage and goes out into the darkness. The civilians, they don't know what they can do here, but we have companions, don't forget. Bet. This civilian steps forward in order to fight the giant spider. He has a score of +0, but now is supported by Bet. That gives him +2. So here he goes. And he scores a 16. What a hero. The giant spider scores a score of 1. What a disaster for the giant spider. So the giant spider has an armour of 8. The civilian supported scores 18. So therefore hits the giant spider for 10. It only has a health of 4. So it is squelched from the start. Fortek steps forward and fires his burning light spell, uttering a language that has not been heard for centuries, or perhaps the last game. He casts his spell. Let's see what he does. Let's see what he says, and let's see what happens. Spells, my friend. Here we go. I'm looking through magic items. I'm looking through missions. If I had any more bookmarks in this, it would just be full of bookmarks. So let's have a look at what the spell he can cast. Let's see. Here we go. I hope you're all well, ladies and gentlemen. As you can tell, I'm in the ladies and gentlemen. I feel like some sort of club singer here. I am in my conservatory, and even though it's a bit of a grim sort of grey day, all of a sudden it's got really hot in here, and I can't find the spells, like a fool. But here we go. I hope you're all sticking with me anyway. Here we go. I'm going to go back to the start. They must be at the start. The spells. Have a look at the contents, Owen. That always makes a difference, doesn't it? Here we go. Bought my book in the comic shop in Swansea. It is a great little source for Rangers of Shadowdeep and other sort of small games, skirmish games. So it's a great little place that we can get. And if you're ever in the area, please pop in and say that I sent you. They've been open for many, many years, and they are +3 attack on the Orc Archer with his spell. 17! He scores a 20 to the Orc Archer's score of 13. Wham! A bright light bursts from his hand, hits the Orc Archer, killing him with score of 10. The Orc Archer bursts into flame and falls to the ground. Whew! That's good. We have another 2 civilians here as well. These 2 civilians, what are they going to do? This one is going to run forward and support Fortek, and this one, an old Bête Noire figure from Malifaux, is going to come and join this one here. Perhaps they can explore the treasure token in the next turn. We move to turn 2. I draw another event card. What have we got? Red 3. Okay, well, we got red 3. Let's have a look. Red 3. This time, red 3. Place 2 Orc Archers and 2 Gnoll Archers, 2 Orc Fighters at a random point of the table. Things are getting desperate now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Here. That's another 2. So we have 2 Orc Fighters and 2 Orc Archers, both entering the table at the end of this turn. Oof. Right, things are looking bleak for our heroes, but we'll battle on, ladies and gents. We will battle on, friends. Here we go. Garish, the Ranger of Shadowdeep, the second son of the Lord of Alador, rushes forward. What is he going to do? He is going to rush forward and fight this archer here. Step into the side. He rushes in to do battle. Oh, scores a 6. Well, the Orc Archer scores 15. So the Orc Archer stabs him as he rushes in. And there Garesh feels the pain as he rushes forward and is hit for 17. He has an armour of 10. He's on 11 points of damage. Oh, that's grim. Mechte rushes forward to fight the other Orc. Mechte is close. Mechte can do battle before we start, but again loses. The Orc Archer pulls out his dagger and thrusts it into Mechte's side. And with that, once again, he yelps and falls to the ground. One of our heroes have fallen, ladies and gents. One of our heroes has fallen, friends. But we will carry on. We will carry on. It's the evildoers. Pushed back. This orc rushes forward to do battle with Garish. Here he comes. What's it going to happen? They both score low. I roll a 1, he scores a 3. He actually loses and is pushed back, but no damage is done. This one takes a shot at him. I score a 5, he scores a 3. Misses. Fires off into the darkness. Over here, this orc rushes forward to fight Beth the Arcanist. She is supported by this civilian who is doing battle, who has killed the giant spider. What can we do? She scores she has a fighter +2, +4 against the orcs +2. So she actually beats him but doesn't do enough damage against him and pushes him back. This orc rushes forward to do battle with Beth. Again. This time he scores. He scores a score of 16 to her 9. Her armour is 10, so he hits her for 6 points of damage. Beth staggers back. She's on 2 hit points. Staggers back against the tower. She needs help. She needs help. This orc cannot get through. Neither can this orc. So this orc will make his way around this area towards our heroes on this side, who may soon be overwhelmed. Let's see what we can do. This side. Zombie comes forward to fight against the guard captain. Guard captain scores 10. That gives him a score of 13 against the zombie score of 4. He beats the zombie by 5 points of damage, enough to kill him. Falls to the ground in a heap. This zombie rushes forward in order to fight the guard captain. Guard captain scores 9, that takes him up to 12. Zombie scores a score of 7. So therefore the zombie, I believe, let's have a look at the fate of the zombie. The zombie scores hell. Ooh, he's on 2 hit points. He staggers back, but he's on 2 hit points. This orc rushes forward to fight against Kaini, wailing and ringing his sword around his head. He rushes forward. But she scores a score of 12 to his score of 3, so he hits him for 3 points of damage, knocking him back. This one rushes forward and comes in unsupported to fight her. Oh, they were both masters. Both scored 18, but Kaini, that gives her a score of 22. So that means she hits him for 12 points of damage. His armour is 11. He has 10 hit points. He is slain on the spot and falls to the ground. The other 2 orcs. This one steps to the side, brings up his bow and fires at Kaini. 19, she ducks under the bolt, which flies off into the night. This one steps to the side and loads a crossbow, cannot fire and move. So he steps to the side. This horrible creature rushes forward. No, he's been hit back, isn't he? So he's gone, he's moved, they've all gone. These have all gone, these have all gone. It's my companions, okay? This civilian rushes forward to support Kaini. Kaini, in fact, he will move further forward, and thus when she goes into combat with the orc, he can offer 2 support. So that gives her +6 on a roll. Oh, look at that, a double 18 again. This time she cuts his head from his shoulders and he falls down. Kaini is on fire. What a warrior she is. What a warrior. The guard captain, unsupported, rushes forward to fight against the zombie. There are evil creatures everywhere, and we must be victorious, and we shall be. 16 he scores to the zombie's 4. The zombie slumps to the ground, dead. Okay, the archers. The archer at the top here takes a fire at the orc that he hit before. Here he goes, 3 and 13, he misses. The archer on this side fires at the orc archer, far away over there. He scores 16 to the orc's 1. That means he scores 9 points of damage, hits him back. The orc is on 1 hit point. Okay. Fortek. Fortek will cast another spell at the orc archer in front of him there. 9 + 3, that's 12. So he hits this orc for 3 points of damage, knocking him back. A better turn for the heroes, my friends, a better turn for the heroes. But now we have the event phase. The event phase is upon us once more, and I draw a 4 of red 4. Place 2 orc archers, 2 orc fighters, and 1 orc sergeant at a random point on the table edge. They are massing in on us. 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 2 orc fighters, 1, and 2. 2 orc archers. We have 1, and we have. I will have to say that we will have. I will get another orc archer for us in just a second. Let's have a look. It'll be an orc spear thrower. Here he is. This orc spear thrower and an orc sergeant. The orc sergeant stands here. Wow. This really is a last stand as we go into turn 3. Another 9 turns to survive. Garesh the Ranger. What can you do, Garesh? Piles in vengeance from Mechde, all in his heart as he rushes forward to do battle with the orc, who beats him but does not enough damage. So knocks him back. Okay. Fortek is within 6 inches. So is this civilian. So they can both move and attack. Fortek will cast another spell. Oh, 19. Boom! A blast hits the orc, slaying him outright. Okay, the front of the tower is now undefended, well, apart from the civilian there. So this civilian returns in offer to offer protection there against that one. Okay, it's the evildoer's turn. It's the evildoer's turn. The orc archer rushes forward to fight Garesh. What happens? Garesh. He comes forth, hits him for 20 points of damage. That's 10, slays him outright. Heroes are battling onwards. We can push back the Shadowdeep. That I honestly believe. These new orcs, all with 6-inch movement, those without bows, come forward towards our heroes. Those with bows take a fire, take a shot. This one fires at the civilian. Civilian scores 10, he scores 15. He scores 17, he hits the civilian for 7 points of damage. How many points has the civilian got? How many points? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. As we go to the beastery civilian. Oh, it's got 10 hit points. So she staggers back but still lives. This one fires across the table at this civilian here. Who scores 19. The arrow just flutters harmlessly away. Right, over in this end we have 2 archers. This archer takes a fire at the closest one is actually the civilian. So he fires at the civilian who ducks and misses. The second one fires his crossbow, plus 2 to shoot at Kaini. He can see danger. He knows when danger is afoot. And he hits her. 14, so that's 16, that's 18 scored. Her armour is 10. She takes 8 hit points of damage. Kaini has 14 hit points. That leaves her on 6. Kaini staggers back with a bolt in her arm, but still is willing to do battle. Here. Oh! This orc here rushes forward to do battle with the guard captain. Here we go. Oh, he hits the guard captain as well. He hits the guard captain for 16 points of damage. That's 6 points of damage. Guard captain staggers back. He is barely alive, but still battles on. Over here, this orc strides forward to fight against Beth the Arcanist, who's supported by the civilian. Oh, she does well. She does well. Supported, she hits him for 19. It's his armour of 10. He's already wounded. This orc is slain. Pushed back and slain. This orc rushes forward to fight the civilian who's supported by Bet, giving him +2. It's a good job that he does, because he manages to push the orc back, but not... Oh, actually, he beats him. So that gives him 20. What? This man is on fire. Picking up the stone in his hand, he caves in the skull of the orc who rushes forward. And this orc rushes forward to do battle against the civilian again. And this time he is not so lucky. Supported, he scores 7. The orc scores 18, hitting the civilian for 8 points of damage and knocking him back, leaving him on 2 hit points. Grim, very grim. But now, my companion's phase. Now we can do some damage. Now we can try and turn back the tide. Both these archers bring their bows around, and with a cry of "Take out the sergeant," they both fire at this sergeant approaching here. First one, the one on the left, 11, yep, that scores 13, hits the sergeant for 3 points of damage, knocking him back. The second one, not so good, fires off into the darkness, nothing. Okay, other companions, what have we got? Okay, do we want to move away from the orcs? Do we want to move away from the battle here in the centre? Okay, rushes forward. Scores a 10, 13 to the orcs, 12. Hits him with 3 points of damage and knocks him back. Can we do some more damage here? Can we push these orcs back? Kaini will move her way around and attack. I'm splitting my force. I'm a bit like Custer, the little bighorn, but I'm battling on. Kaini, she only scores a score of 10 against the orc score of 12. So she takes another 2 points of damage. Has she run out of steam? Have we seen the best of her? She's down to 4. It's a struggle and she's pushed back. This civilian will make his way back around this way in order to support the others in what is happening here. Bet. Step forward and fight. She's an arcanist. She's a druid. She loves the land. She loves the greenery. She loves everything that's around. But now she is doing battle against the darkness, and she scores a 17 against the orcs, 13, hitting him for 7 points of damage. The orc is slain. We're on to turn 4. This, my friends, is a real fight against the darkness. And I bring out a 9 of diamonds, a 9 red. There's one troll at a random point on the table edge. A troll, if we haven't got enough to deal with. Let's see where the troll comes. I roll a 1, so the troll comes at this side. He steps and gets ready to attack. The troll, here he comes. Okay, here we go. We need to start scoring more victories here. We need to be battling more. Garesh. Okay, I've only got civilians there. He turns around and rushes in to do battle with this orc. He cries. The orc turns around as he rushes out of the darkness and scores a 17 to the orc's 10, hitting him for 7 points of damage and knocking him back. That's a great victory, a great score. Fortek was also in the area of the ranger, so he is going to cast a spell once more, scoring 10. That's 14 against the sergeant, who has scored a score of 8. So that means the sergeant has hit for another 4 points and is pushed back, so pushes him back, pushing him back to there. He's taken 7 points of damage on the sergeant and he must be feeling a little weak, but here come the evildoers. This side has been cleared. This side has been cleared. The sergeant sees who is closest to him. It's Garesh. So he rushes forward to do battle with our ranger. Even though he is wounded, they were both wounded, but they are both heroes within their own kind. And here, he scores 20. Against Garesh's score of 3. That means he hits him for a 10 points of damage, leaving our hero on a score of 1. He is pushed back. This is grim. In order to try and... let's go with this one next. He's going to fire. But he misses. He scores 1. Garesh scores 4. This one, who is the nearest hero from here? 9. He's going to fire at the civilian. Oops, as we miss. He scores 15. I mean, he gives him a score of 17. Pierced in the shoulder. He steps back. He hadn't done anything, but still. Okay. This orc rushes forward to battle with Garesh. Can he finish our hero? Yes, he can. He scores 20. Garesh falls to the ground. The darkness just got a little darker as our hero plunges to the ground. Okay, there are more evildoers. This one steps into fight with our sergeant of the guard, who scores 18 to his 4. With his combat bonus, he slays the orc. But now we have it. The troll steps forward to do battle with the mightiest warrior remaining on the board. The troll brings up his club in order to hit Kaini and perhaps strike a blow for the Shadowdeep. Let's see what happens. The troll, I not even know what the troll's fight +4, large two-handed weapon, potentially two. Let's see what happens. What happens is a blow for the forces of evil, my friends, as the troll scores 23 to Kaini's score of 9. That means he hits her for 10 points of damage, throwing her against the stone structure, and she slumps to the ground. This is a very dark scenario now. Loading his crossbow with his first action, the orc fires at the guard captain. Scores 16, and the guard captain scores 2. He as well falls to the ground. Now, the nearest one to this orc is going to be the civilian, whom, thankfully, he misses. Right, it's my companion's turn. What can we do? We are really up against it. Fortek has already gone. The 2 archers are both going to fire at this sergeant in front of them. The first one misses. The second one hits for a score of 20. The orc archer falls to the ground, slain. Thankfully, we have a small victory. Okay, other companions. The civilian rushes forward to fight this orc who has taken down Garesh in an act of utter courage. She scores 5 and he beats her back. This one rushes forward to do battle. Oh, he scores 16 to her 5, hits her for 6. She's already taken damage. She falls to the ground, dead. My friends, Bet the Arcanist. Whew, things are looking grim. Things are looking grim indeed. Bet rushes forward to support Fortek. Her companion rushes forward to support him as well. Our friend here will do battle with the orc. 19! That means he scores 9 points of damage to the already wounded orc, slaying him. Whew, okay, a small victory as we go into turn 5. And now, with bated breath, I draw the 2 of clubs, black 2. Let's see what ill-fated doom this brings us. Oh, okay. Black 2, turn 5. A break in the dark clouds above reveals a single star shining in the sky. Pick one hero. That figure is returned to full starting health. If this card is drawn before the scenario starts, draw a replacement card and shuffle this one in the deck. My friends, we have a small glimmer of hope as a star shines through the darkness and heals Bet to a starting health once more. Okay, Garesh is slain, so the evildoers go first in this next turn. And they have no reinforcements, which gives us a little bit of hope, if anything. Loads his crossbow with his first action, fires at the companion. 18 to 3. He goes down to the ground. The troll strides forth strides forth, ready to do battle. Orc rushes forward to fight the civilian. Orc scores 12. Civilian is beaten back, leaving her with 2 hit points of damage remaining. This orc charges in to fight her as well. Oh, but he misses. 6 against 3. She pushes him back. Okay. This orc fires his bow. Scores 12, 15 to her score of 8. With an arrow in the guts, she slumps to her knees and perishes. Okay. Companion's phase. What can we do but fight to the last, my friends? What can we do? Garesh casts. Fortek casts. Scores an 18 to the orc's 10. Blasts him off the board. Okay. Hope. Hope springs eternal. Bet rushes forward. Attacks the orc. Scores a score 14 to his score of 8. Pushes him back and damages him. Companion rushes forward to fight with Bet. Both archers fire at the troll. 16 hit points troll. First one, look at the skull. The troll scores 20 and the arrow just embeds into his rock hard hide, doing nothing. Second one scores some damage. He scores a score of 15 against the troll's score of 11. The troll is hit for his arm. He's got hit for 3 points of damage. Oh, but it's staggered back. Right, turn 6. It's going quickly now, my friends. It's going quickly. Draw the card, Owen. Draw the card. 8 of red. Red 8. Red 8. Red 8. Red 8. What have we got? Red 8. Probably some doom, no doubt. Red 8 placed 2 giant flies at a random point of a table edge. Didn't have giant flies. So, 1, 2, 3. We have 2 wolf riders riding in out of the dark to do battle. These could be the end of us, my friends, but we will go down fighting. Right, here we go. Let's move the dice out of the way. Evildoers go first. 1 charges in against Fortek. 18 to his score of 7. Fortek slams him for 8 points of damage and pushes him back. How many points does he have? Let's have a look. That could be enough. It is. He is slain. The second one comes in on Fortek and attacks him. 16 points of damage to his score of 15. Hits him for 6 points of damage. He has the giant fly stats. He only had 5 hit points. Both of these evil reserves are sent back in. Wow. Okay. Hope springs eternal. Rushes forward to fight with Bet. Bet scores 5. He scores 12. Bet is supported, so gives a score of 9. He beats her, hits her for 2 hit points and knocks her back. Fires at Bet. Oh no. Scores 19. Bet, the Arcanist. Newly healed. Like she had some sort of grand purpose when that star shone from the sky. But that grand purpose has come to nothing. And she leaves us once more. Okay. The troll. Fortek, the civilian, and the 2 archers have got a lot of work cut out. He's going to fire at the archer. Orc archer against that archer. Has +2 for cover. And the orc misses. Scores a 6 to his 13. Crossbow fires. 14 to his score of 14 as well. So, no, nothing. Right. Companions. Fight the orc. Fight the orc, my friend. Down he goes. Fortek. Cast a spell. Oh, and he does. Casts a mighty blast which fires through the night, killing the orc. Right. Turn 7. Card to be drawn. Red Ace. Red Ace. What doom does Red Ace bring us? What does the Red Ace do for us this night? What can happen? The Red Ace. The Red Ace, my friends. Place 4 orc fighters at a random table point on the board. 1, 2. 1, 2. 3 and 4. Evildoers go first. The troll scores 24, Vortex 17. With a great big hammer blow, Vortex is slain. And that, my friends, leaves us with a horrible image of all the evil creatures stepping through the darkness to take out the 2 lone archers above, whose arrows slowly run out. And even though some of the evil creatures are slain, doom comes upon the archers, and the land of Larenthia falls into a perpetual darkness. As for our heroes, Kaini started well. Vortek, Goresh and Bet. Let's see what the fates have in store for them. And of course Melchder the Hound. Let's see what the fates have in store for them as we move on to future battles. I feel like crying. One day you will join me for a victory. If this was shadow boxing, the shadow would have won. Okay, let's see what we've got moving on for the campaign. Thanks, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this little scenario. I certainly enjoyed playing it, although it was really hard. The figures that I use, I painted them all myself in this group. I'm not a great painter, as I've talked to you before, but I still try and do everything as I possibly can. All the orcs are from Otherworld, sorry. I have an old Marauder Citadel Ogre there, a great figure. Kaini is one of the Frostgrave models, an old Jess Goodwin elf. Felix is Goresh, and we have a Bad Squiddo healer is Bet, and also Melchder comes from the great stable of Bad Squiddo, and we have some Citadel Gondorian warriors who took part as well. So really nice to see those on the board, and the spider was an old Lord of the Rings figure as well. Goresh, 12 full recovery. Vortek, 15 full recovery. Kaini, full recovery with 18, and Bet a 20 full recovery, and Melchder 8 close call. The figure escapes only minor injuries but does not lose anything. Thank you, my friends. I'm glad you've joined us again here in the Shadowdeep. For those of you who might be interested, I also have another channel, which is Time Between Times Storytelling, which is just me telling tales. I put a new tale out every week. And I also have a podcast about storytelling, and that is called Time Between Times Storytelling as well. I'm Owen Staton. Have a great youek. Please stay safe in everything that's going on. Please look after yourself and look after your friends as well, and spread a bit of kindness. And I'm really glad that you've enjoyed. If you'd like to leave a comment, I'd really appreciate it. If you'd like to follow, that would be great as well. But take care. Nos da. Diolch yn fawr.